right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nikki Mohan.
And I'm Laren Livingston. Here's a look at your stories for today. Taking a look at our top stories, we're following breaking news in Northwest Miami-Dade. Troopers are investigating an officer-involved crash on I-95. It happened in the southbound express lanes near Northwest 95th Street. Those lanes have since reopened, but Miami-Dade police say the officer had just stopped a wrong-way driver when another car hit the officer's cruiser from behind. At least one other car was involved in that crash. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
A brawl breaking out at a school basketball game, but it's one punch and it's getting attention of police. You can see several female players are getting into a fight. Then all of a sudden, a 17-year-old girl gets clocked in the face by a man nearly twice her size. This happened in Hollywood during a game between Miramar High School and American Heritage. That teen tells us she blacked out. Investigators are working to identify the man and possibly file charges.
A veteran Miami-Dade corrections officer arrested on sexual assault charges. 36-year-old Julian Gonzalez is accused of engaging in sex acts with a victim against her will on at least 4 different occasions. Now, that woman had been placed on house arrest and was being monitored by Gonzalez. She says he forced himself on her during his mandatory visitations. The victim claims Gonzalez threatened to put her back in jail if she did not comply. The state attorney's office says the case remains under investigation.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10.
Right now, several athletes in South Florida are gearing up for the Escape to Miami Triathlon. It's taking place tomorrow from 6 a.m. until 1 in the afternoon. We want to let you know that if you plan on heading out on the roads during that time, traffic will be much heavier than usual. That's because safety officials will be closing down certain sections of the Julia Tuttle Causeway and the MacArthur Causeway for those athletes to be able to compete. Again, this is happening from 6 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon.
As breaking news happens, we always have you covered on air and online.
Just head over to local10.com for more local news coverage and updates. Take care.